viewers and YouTubers out there. It's Mr. Leonidas. I hope you're doing well. And I'm bringing to you an update video for my Mossberg Modern Rifles chambered in 5.56 and 2.23. I want to go ahead and let you know the weapon is safe. I have a chamber block. Last time I had a serious video discussion about this rifle was well over a year ago, and I was not as familiar as I should have been with the AR platform. I was still calling it this particular rifle an assault rifle, whereas it is actually a tactical sporting rifle. So not a fully automatic weapon at that part. Now I will tell you this is pretty much up to military specifications. It does shoot 5.56 by 45 NATO. So you know, when it's like that, it is definitely up to like military specifications. The only thing that it doesn't have in that sort of realm is it does not have a forward assist on the upper of the weapon, which is not, you know, not really a true negative, but it would be really nice to have that. You know, if you are out shooting this a lot and you're building up a lot of grime, and you know, sometimes maybe your round does not fully chamber or get fully seated in there, that would also be helpful. But like I said, it's not truly detrimental, especially if you're just using it as a tactical sporting rifle, just having fun at the range. It's not a big deal. But like I said, I was not the expert on the AR platform. I'm still somewhat of a novice, I would say. I've only been doing it, you know, working on this one just for a few years now, but I've learned so much. I mean, it's been awesome. It's been a big hobby of mine on the side, and obviously there's a lot of tactical goodies on this right now. Some of you out there may think it's a little excessive. However, I don't have a problem with any of this. It doesn't really, I mean, you might say we get caught up on your gear and whatnot. It really doesn't bother me, because the way I have it set up, since I'm right-handed, when I strap it tight to my chest, or my chest rig, and I can drop it right down using the sling, not a problem. I'm not going to get this weapon hung up at all. It's pretty much flush on my shooting side, and that's how I like it. Now I've got the other stuff on my right side, but for the money, it's a pretty awesome rifle. I mean, I got this right around 800 bucks, and that was right when that gun grab scare happened, and I think it was a fantastic purchase. And it's not like a Daniel Defense AR, but it definitely gets the job done, and it's really nice that it shoots 2.23 and 5.56, so it opens your ability to shoot different sorts of ammunition in that category. So yeah, definitely a good gun for the money. So what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to go over all the little additions and modifications I've done to this, because like I said, this was a hobby for me. I have a lot of pride in this rifle. It really works for me. I mean, I'm sorry if you don't like putting accessories on your AR rifle. I think it's the perfect thing, you know, just to have a lot of fun with, see what works for you, what doesn't, and you know, it's to each their own. In the end, I say do what works for you, and the way I have it set up really works for me. So I'm going to take a close-up at this and go over what I can. Hopefully I can get everything and talk about all the stuff I've added on here, because it is quite a bit. So I'm going to do my best, and anything I miss, it'll be annotated down in the description box for this video, because there may be a few things. So stay tuned. I'm just going to do my best to quickly and concisely go over all the modifications and additions I have added to this Mossberg Modern Rifle 5.56, and I'll talk about what I've done, what I consider maybe a little more internally to the weapon. And first off, I've added a BCM Gunfighter charging handle. It is not ambidextrous, but it's really nice, and it has a real grippy catch on there. Really enjoyed it so far, and it's always nice to improve your rifle with something like that. Next up is a Wolff high power extractor spring, and I just did that just to make sure that my spent shell casings are going to be flung far and wide out of the chamber, and it's done a fantastic job of that. Had a few issues ever so often, and then I put that in, and it's been, you know, the gun's been running pretty nice with that in there. Next up was a JP Custom operating spring. It is in the carbine length, and that's seated in there. And what that does, it's more high-powered operating spring, or action spring, whichever you like, and it just makes sure that the rounds seat in the chamber pretty much every single time. I was having a few issues with the one that came with this Mossberg Modern Rifle, Probably not the best or had the most power on it. And when I did that, I have had not really any issues, because if there's not enough power on that spring, if you do a lot of shooting in one day, you get a lot of dirt and grime in one of these ARs, rounds will not be seating all the way. And then next up, I have a GG&G multi-use sling adapter. Get a quick look back there. Now this one's pretty cool. Can't really, let's see, there you go. Can see a little bit. It is set up for a like a 2-point sling, or you can set in a single point sling on that. So really like GG&G products. Just a really neat little addition on there. Next up is a really cool one. It was easy to add in. It's a Seekins Precision billet mag release button, and I really like that. It's in red. I think it's, you know, makes a cool addition on the rifle, just having that little red kind of pop on there. Really like it. And then something that a lot of you AR owners out there may or may not have considered, it's a fast extended takedown pin on here, rear takedown pin, and it just makes you be able to break your rifle down quickly and basically clear any jams or anything crazy stuff going on there, because not having that forward assist, like I said, doesn't put you back too far, but something like a rear extended takedown pin can really help you out, especially when you're field stripping or something like that. You can do it really quickly. So that's just kind of some things that I consider a little more internally on this Mossberg Modern Rifle. Next up, I'm going to go over some of these external additions and modifications of the rifle, and start at the back end here. This is the Tactical Duo stock, the CQB stock, close quarters battle. Absolutely love this stock. It makes shouldering the weapon a breeze. I find it really comfortable, just like your standard like 6-position butt stock on an AR platform. Really, absolutely a breeze to use. I love it. I really do. Next up, let's see. I'll show these. A lot of you guys out there very familiar with the Magpul MBUS sights. I have front and rear flip sights. These are very useful if you're running a red dot, and a little different how I'm running them on this rifle. Have them on the top rail, have my red dot at the 45-degree angle, but it's just how I like it. And I might do a separate video talking about using this Duo stock in conjunction with the 45-degree angle Seymour red dot. Find it, like I said, very useful for rapid target acquisition, but that's just how I like it. There's the start grip came with. I really like that grip. Next up here, we have Tactical Magwell grip. Really nice for the money. It makes it definitely more CQB weapon, having that grip on the Magwell. And I did paint this one, and I just really like it. It's a real comfortable grip on there, and it makes loading your magazines definitely a little faster, a little easier. So yeah, definitely dig it. Let's see, and there's that Seymour red dot. Very impressed with it. Very rugged red dot, especially for the money. I think I paid around $200, and water resistant, shock resistant. I want to show what that Seymour red dot looks like, and shows up very well, and it's just really easy to adjust. A tiny little knob on there, and the way it is attached are these two NC Star 45-degree angle rails, and they're sort of like a quick detach. You can just unscrew those and pop them off, but I have them Loctited on, so this red dot is absolutely rock solid on my rifle, and it holds zero, absolutely no doubt. But I'm very neat with those 45-degree angle rails. I know there's some more expensive ones, like I think GG&G makes some, but these work fine for me. Not a problem so far. Highly recommend. And they have an aluminum version of this same one. This is just like a sort of like a real strong polymer, and I'm really impressed with this light. Real low profile. Next up is the Tops WolfHawk, the Battle Blade, and I have a review up of that. I may do sort of like a follow-up on that. Really like that knife. Really like the setup, especially looks wicked with the multicam. I just have some UTG rail covers I sort of painted a brown color. No biggie on that. And then I really like this vertical foregrip. It's a GG&G one, and it's really comfortable because I tend to just kind of choke up on the grip. And let's see if I can, yeah, basically I'm just sort of grabbing like that. I'm not really even grabbing the whole grip. Just sort of resting my hand on the rail there. and then half on the grip. I find that really comfortable. It works really well for me. And there's my Surefire G2X Pro. Love that flashlight. It's absolutely awesome. And here's something neat. Got a really cool muzzle brake here. This is a Panther Arms Dpms Levan linear muzzle brake. Absolutely love it. Puts all your muzzle blasts right in front of you. Fantastic. Works for me. Great. Absolutely just kills the recoil. Puts all your noise and everything downrange. Awesome. So finishing up on the left-hand side of the rifle here, I just mentioned a few things about the sling. This is a custom-made 2-point sling I got on eBay. It's very similar to the Viking Tactics slings I have out there. It's highly adjustable, and I cannot recommend a sling like that enough. I mean, to me, it's an absolute necessity on like a modern tactical sporting rifle like this. It really changes your game at the shooting range. I honestly believe that. It's just so nice, and it just really works for me. And I have it attached up here. This is just a quick detach releaser for your sling. It goes directly to the rail. I actually don't remember the brand. This is probably made in China, to be honest with you. It's not a very expensive one, and it just adapts in there, and it's just a quick detach sling swivel just simply for your rail. I have it on the left hand side here. You know, I could put it in the bottom, but I happen to like it there. It works really well for me. I highly recommend something like that as well if you're running a 2-point sling. And for being what, like I said, it wasn't very much. It has held up very well. Very happy with it. And then up here I've got the Viking Tactics light mount. Really like this mount. The only thing about it is I wish it was a little more adjustable, but it is one solid mount. I mean, I've dropped this gun, and man, it is not moved. You know, that flashlight in there and that light mount has not budged. But man, that works really well for me. And I have to say, for the money, I think this Mossberg Modern Rifle is it's a fantastic addition to any especially an average man's armory. Because I'm someone who's on a budget. I didn't have a lot of money at the time I got this gun, and I've been able to spend a little bit more, actually probably more than I should have, on making it a premium rifle. And I suggest that to anyone out there. Take just something like an average weapon, make it into something superb, something that works for you. And it's been a fantastic adventure. I've learned so much about firearms in general. I knew a lot before I started working on this, but not like I do now. So I'm just really happy, especially with the experience. It's been really good, even with the malfunctions, which they do exist. You're gonna get them if you shoot a lot. You'll get malfunctions. So, but anyway, I just thought I would just share an update for this awesome weapon. So thank you so much for your time. Mr. Leonidas signing out, and as always, have a good one.